everybody, welcome to Crack Pack number 29 on the Mana Leak. I'm John, as always, and it's time for some more Battle for Zendikar. Let's see if we can get some good cards in this pack, and let's see what we would take, pack one, pick one, in a draft. Right from the get-go, we've got ourselves a Dispel, a single blue mana for an instant to counter target instant spell. Totally sideboard. Totally just sideboard. And even then, not that great. There's not a huge number of awesome instant speed spells. Often you'll side this in against removal, but the removal, a lot of it is sorcery speed. So I haven't really seen a great place for Dispel. Definitely would never, ever main deck it. But sideboard, potentially. Next up, we've got Mindraker. This is a 3 and a black creature Eldrazi processor. It's got Devoid, and when it enters the battlefield, if you process a card, you can make your opponent discard a card, or each opponent if you're playing Two-Headed Giant or something. Yeah, this is fine. It's a 3/3 for 4, which if you need it, it fits the bill. You know, it's totally okay. But I don't often look to play these all that highly, especially not for such a low power and toughness, and definitely not for the half of Mind Rot ability, which just isn't that great either. But yeah, it's a fine card, but nowhere near first pickable. Next up, we've got Territorial Bayla. This is a 4 and a green for a creature beast 4/4, and when it has landfall, and when you landfall, you get +2/+2, which a large number of creatures get in this format. This is one of the better ones. 4 and a green for a 4/4 is fine, and becoming a 6/6 is pretty good. I wish it had trample, but we can't have everything. This is a totally fine card, and if you're in kind of the red-green landfall deck, it's one of the higher end cards that you're kind of looking for, but nowhere near first pick, and not a card I would take to go into that deck. But if I was there, I'd be fairly happy to see it, but not first pickable. Next up, we've got Nettle Drone. This is a 2 and a red creature Eldrazi drone for a 3/1. It's got Devoid, and you can tap it to deal 1 damage to each opponent. And when you cast a colorless spell, you can untap it, so you can maybe ping twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, but that would be pretty unheard of, I think. Yeah, this guy's awesome, and again, as with a lot of cards in Rise of the Eldrazi, it really goes up in value in a certain deck. In the colorless deck, blue-red, this thing is really good. It's really cool, and it stacks really well in multiples. Outside of that deck, it's not all that great. It is still a 3/1 for 3, which is okay, but I usually prefer those to be 2 drops as opposed to 3 drops. But yeah, it's totally fine, and I'm pretty happy to see these guys if I'm looking at the colorless plan. But again, not first pickable. Next up, we've got Cliffside Look Out. This is a single white for a creature core scout ally at common. You can pay 4 and a white, and creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. And it's a 1/1. This isn't great. I don't like playing 1/1s for 1. It is an ally, which does make it somewhat okay, especially in the ally deck. In the ally deck, it is a decent 1-drop just to get a threat on the board and get some damage going. Later in the game, it's going to trigger your rally. And the 4 and a white to give your creatures +1/+1 can actually be relevant later in the game. It's a totally fine card. I don't like them in multiples at all. I'd probably only play 1. But I can get these basically whenever I want them. Yeah, it's not a great card, but it's a card that I do include one of here and there. But totally not first pickable, so it's a little bit outside of our discussion. Next up, we've got Natural Connection. This is 2 and a green for an instant. Search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. It is rampant growth at instant speed, which is really fun. Really, really fun. I really like instant speed rampant growth. It helps you fix your mana. It helps you ramp. It even helps you get landfall on your opponent's turn, which is not something that's usually going to happen. Most often that happens with Evolving Wilds, and your opponent knows that's going to happen. Here, it's a combat trick, basically. Really, really fun in the red-green landfall deck, and totally just super playable in all green decks, but definitely not first pickable. Next up, we've got potentially a first pickable card. Unnatural Aggression, 2 and a green for a common instant with Devoid. Target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. If the creature an opponent controls would die this turn, exile it instead. So this is green's fight card. It's at instant speed, which is really, really good. As I've talked about in previous videos, green needs removal. This is the removal that green usually gets, and it's pretty darn solid. You don't get a buff, your creature doesn't get better, so you do need a creature that's not going to trade or a creature that you're fine with trading, but the instant speed just gives you so much more flexibility, and this is a pretty solid card. I would be kind of sad if I had to first pick this out of a pack. It would mean the pack was pretty darn weak, but it is still a fine card. Next up, we've got Geyser Field Stalker. This is 4 and a black for a creature elemental. It is a 3/2. It's got menace and landfall +2/+2. So you've got yourself a 3/2 menace for 5. That's a little bit expensive. It's a little bit expensive, especially because we get Shatterskull Giant, which is 4/4 with menace for 5, 4/3 for menace with 5, which is totally fine. So it's undercosted, but it does become a 5/4 when you landfall. Unfortunately, black's not really the landfall color, so you're not going to be, probably getting natural connections going on and Swell of Growths and etc. unless you happen to be paired with green. But it is an okay card. I just put it way below most of the other +2/+2 landfall creatures, but definitely not first pickable. Next up, we've got Cloud Manta, 3 and a blue for a creature fish, and it's got flying, because fish fly, and it's a 3/2. This card's totally fine. I've had so much success with this card, just because there aren't flyers everywhere, and if you're in blue, this can really put the pressure on your opponent, really heavily. 3/2 flyer is just going to be a beatdown. It's just a little bit below Windrider Patrol, which is just amazingly awesome. I'd again feel very sad if I first picked this, and I don't think it's first pickable, but I do really like Cloud Manta. Next up, we've got Sandstone Bridge, one of the common lands. It enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Tap, add a white to your mana pool. I don't like these tap lands. I'm kind of okay with Fertile Thicket, but that's about it. Mortuary Mire is maybe a little bit okay. This one I don't really like because the white decks tend to want to be aggressive, and the ability that's being given is an aggressive ability. A tap land is super duper not aggressive, so it really fights against the deck that it wants to be in. So I'm not really happy with Sandstone Bridge. If I had one, if it was the only card in the deck or in the pack that I would ever play and there was nothing I wanted to hate out, I might take it and maybe consider playing it, but even then I'd be hard pressed to consider really playing Sandstone Bridge. Hey, there we go. This is a first pickable card. Rolling Thunder, red X. For a sorcery, Rolling Thunder deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. This card's broken. Thank heavens this is not common. It was common in Tempest, and that was just a bad time. This card's just amazing. At any point in the game, it's as good as it possibly can be. If you cast this for 2 for some reason because you really have to, it's awesome. If you cast this for 10, it's also really awesome. Finishes off the game. It can sweep the board. Just incredible. Rolling Thunder is just super solid. We'll see if anything better comes along. Skitter Skin is 3 and a black for a creature Eldrazi drone. It's got Devoid, it can't block, and you can pay 1 and a black to regenerate it at sorcery, or sorry, not sorcery speed, only if you have another colorless creature. Yeah, Skitter Skin's fine. Skitter Skin is a pretty aggressive black creature, 4 and a 3. You can't block with it, but this goes in the deck where you're not blocking. This goes in, hyper-aggressive, red-black aggro usually. But it can fit in black-green. It can fit in even black-white, arguably. Yeah, it's a solid card. It's gone up a little bit for me. I'm not as down on this as I was. Originally, I really didn't like it, but it is still decent. I don't think it's first pickable, though. Our final uncommon is Jaddy Offshoot. Jaddy Offshoot is a single green for a creature plant with Defender and landfall. You gain a life, and it's an 0/3. Hate it. Hate it. I don't like this card at all. There's just so much else that I'd rather do with 1 mana. On turn 1, if you're the ramp deck and you need to hold off aggro, maybe. So I could see this as being a sideboard card, perhaps. But otherwise, I just don't want to play this card. I want to do everything else other than this. Jaddy Offshoot, not first pickable and not really all that playable. Our rare is a Cinder Glade. Land, mountain, forest, tap, add a red or a green. Enters the battlefield tap. unless you control 2 basic lands, because it takes 2 to tango, and this is a tango land. Yeah, Cinder Glade, totally awesome. If you, if you're at a casual F&M and you need a value pick, then here's a value pick. I'm not sure what they're worth right now. It was worth 10 at one point. I think it's probably down to probably 6 or 7. So yeah, if you want a value pick, you might take that. But otherwise, typically dual lands aren't really a first pick card. You don't take them and go into those colors. You take them, when you're in those colors. But yeah, Cinder Glade, kind of cool to see that. And we've got a forest and a Scion. So I think the pick is between Cinder Glade and Rolling Thunder, and I think it depends on where you are and what your sort of value threshold is. But realistically, we're not taking anything other than Rolling Thunder, because Rolling Thunder is super duper incredibly mega awesome, probably the best uncommon in the set. Just brokenly good, super good. Definitely let me know what you would have taken. Would you have just value picked the Cinder Glade? Do you think there's something in this pack better than Rolling Thunder? And if so, why? But let me know in the comments below what you would have taken if you agree with the Rolling Thunder or something else. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at The Mana Leak. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. And you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/TheManaLeak. If you like my videos, you should click those little thumbs up icons to let me know, the world know, and keep my videos rising up through the ranks. And as well, if you haven't subscribed, you should. It'll keep you up to date on all the latest Crack It Pack Tuesdays, Wacky Wednesdays, Top 10 Thursdays, Spiky Saturdays, and all the other videos that pop up here and or there. But as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all next time.